Recently, here on China Take, we mentioned the official crackdown on nude sunbathing in China's tropical city, Sanya. The area has become hugely popular with both domestic and foreign tourists due to its warm coastal waters and sandy beaches. It is located on the southern tip of the island province of Hainan. But for some people, it may no longer be their place of choice to holiday. Local authorities recently handed out leaflets to tourists asking them to stop toasting their private parts on the public beaches, and likely not as a show of concern for people's epidermis. They describe in the buff bathing as uncivilized behavior and say that those who insist on sunbathing, even for medical purposes, do so only sporting swimsuits. And to ensure compliance, they have even sent armed police officers with clothes on to patrol the beach to dissuade would-be transgressors. Chinese media reported that a Mr. Sun was detained for 5 days due to his refusal to obey the instruction. While birthday suit sunbathing is not uncommon in many parts of the world, it is indeed controversial in some cultures. So how do Chinese people view bearing all on the beaches and the Sanya local authorities' attempts to ban it? To hear what's being said online, let's now join our researcher Esther Dong in the newsroom. First off, what are Chinese net users' general opinions towards sunbathing naked?
Well, I have to say, net users' thoughts vary quite considerably. One group completely supports it. For example, have a listen to this poster based in Fujian. I totally support nude sunbathing. It's a good way for us to embrace nature. And this poster on Weibo.com says, nude sunbathing is something so normal in developed and other countries. Why is it labeled as uncivilized in China? As for commentaries from those against the sunny in the buff, and this poster asks, these people are naked in public areas. Do their families know that? And 沙漠里的老仙人掌 touches another aspect. Have these nude bathers ever considered those who don't want to see them naked?
Are opinions also divided on the local authorities in Sanya deciding to ban nude sunbathing?
Well, based on the comments I've seen, the answer is no. Although a certain number of posters aren't fans of nude sunbathing, many of them found no point in administrative intervention or detention. They are not happy that the government feels it has the right to trample on people's rights. First off, have a listen to this take posted on Weibo.com. For me, sunbathing naked isn't something good, but it's not something illegal either. There are no serious grounds for local authorities to detain those who don't abide by their demands. And Li Xi says bluntly, the abuse of power is something much more unbearable than those naked people on the beach. And finally, Xiaoen Wudi Xiaojingang has this analysis. A local government indeed has administrative authority over the public beaches there, but I don't think naked sunbathing disrupts social order as local authorities claim.
The last poster you quoted there mentioned the phrase disrupting social order. That's something we often hear from Chinese police or courts to describe a wrongdoing or even crime. But how do people really seem to translate that phrase?
Well, lots of Chinese net users have the same question. For them, phrases like disrupting social order or harming social security are statements they really just learn from news reports and textbooks. But when it comes to what they really stand for or how people interpret them, there's still little consensus. Like this poster named 石头, who points out, the legal basis of the Sanya local government banning naked sunbathing and detaining those who do bathe naked concerns the 44th article of our law on public security administration. It says that those who are naked on purpose in public areas and do so with harmful intent will face a detention of 5 to 10 days. But the point is, what defines harmful intent? And what harm does nudity pose to social security? That's too arbitrary. And this poster on 163.com comments rather sarcastically. Come on, what the police crackdown usually has nothing to do with social order.
Lastly, Esther, are any online providing suggestions to improve the current situation, such as a dedicated clothing-free area where people caught wearing clothes might be detained?
Well, as for suggestions, I've seen a large number of posters who believe it would be an ideal situation if authorities were to establish a naked sunbathing zone. One typical example is Dan Rao, who says, Why not set up a special area just for naked swimming and sunbathing? In this way, people at least have some place do their thing, while on the other hand, those who don't feel comfortable seeing naked people on beaches can avoid seeing them. But I have to say, such suggestions may be hard to be put into practice. I'll wrap up with what Wang Yu, the mayor of Sanya, had to say. This is published by the Legal Daily. Wang says that Sanya won't allow people to do naked sunbathing and that it is impossible to set up a naked sunbathing zone. He claims that the behavior itself shows no respect to others, so it will be banned. And also, he says that they will ask law enforcers to stop such behavior and that for those who refuse to abide by their demands, they will face punishment from the police.
Thanks, Esther. And that was China Take researcher Esther Dong with a look at some views on bearing all on the beaches of Sanya. Next up on China Take, some of the top trending phrases on China's most popular search engines.